Let's talk about what just happened because everyone has questions about what we just saw with The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. Let's start off right from the start. The burnt version of The Fiend is no more. The Fiend's entrance featured an amazing cinematic scene that showed him being fully restored to full health. His burnt wounds were all healed, and he got another new mask and ring gear. Reasons for this was because Bray Wyatt couldn't wrestle in that entire bulky burnt suit. It was acceptable for those short few appearances on Fastlane and Raw, but Bray needed something more comfortable to wrestle in. So that's why the burnt wounds were healed and he was restored to full health, which is acceptable. He's a supernatural character, so it makes sense for him to heal himself. Alexa Bliss comes out with a new makeup design on her face. There's a big jack-in-the-box at ringside, and The Fiend emerges out of it with his slightly tweaked new look. The red light is back, and we get to the match. We get a few minutes of action, but obviously none of that matters. What matters is the end. Alexa Bliss wasn't shown after the match started because she was changing up her look inside the jack-in-the-box. Alexa appears on top of the jack-in-the-box, sitting with her legs crossed, wearing all black, and she has a crown on her head that's covering her, in that same black liquid we've been seeing lately. The Fiend seems extremely concerned and extends his hand out to Alexa Bliss. It's hard to tell what's happening to Alexa Bliss, but here are a few theories we had. Number one, Alexa is possibly paying for her sacrifice to bring The Fiend back. Alexa had to do a lot of dark things to get The Fiend back. She did some things on screen and some things off screen, but never paid any price for it. Her face started changing after The Fiend returned, but nothing else really happened to her after that. Could this be the price she's paying now? Is she fading away? Is she running out of time because she sacrificed herself in order to bring The Fiend back? That brings us to number two. Is Alexa Bliss doing this on purpose to break free from The Fiend's control? Alexa obviously distracted The Fiend and costed him the win. So is there some sort of tension there? Is Alexa on her way out of The Fiend's grasp? And this has been all part of her big plan. Another thing that has fans complaining is how this new improved Fiend goes down to one RKO. This was frustrating upon first viewing, but when you step back and think about it, there may be a reason why it only took one RKO to defeat him. The reason being Alexa Bliss. What did we find out back in December? We found out that Alexa Bliss is The Fiend's weakness. Randy Orton revealed that to us. What happened in the closing moments of this match? The Fiend's weakness, the person who he cares about the most, Alexa Bliss, is up there in pain and reaching out to him. Seeing Alexa Bliss up there in pain puts The Fiend at his absolute most vulnerable state, causing him to lose in one RKO, and then have a standoff with Alexa Bliss. Is this the breakup between Alexa Bliss and The Fiend, or is Alexa Bliss in pain and in danger? That's our biggest question mark right now. That black liquid also came back into play. Alexa used that liquid on Orton for a few months, and we questioned if it had a bigger purpose, which we now know it did. Did Alexa try to use it on The Fiend, and he's so strong that it backfired and harmed her? There's just so many questions we all have right now. If this is the end for The Fiend and Alexa Bliss, then it is a bit sad because they were a great duo and one of the best parts of Raw. But either way, it looks like their story is just beginning. What is Alexa's grand scheme? Break away from The Fiend? Or is the goal to gain full control of him? The WrestleMania loss makes sense storyline-wise, and it's obviously going somewhere. But when you sit back and really think about it, it was months of waiting for The Fiend to return. Months of hearing about how he'll be stronger and different when he returns. And he comes back to lose his first match. If this storyline follow-up is amazing, then maybe it'll make up for it. But if the follow-up story is weak, you have to question, what is WWE doing with The Fiend? What's the point? Where are they going with him? And what's the long-term plan? Because it does seem to be all over the place right now. But what are your thoughts on the outcome of The Fiend versus Randy Orton? Are you upset, or are you excited to see where the storyline goes next? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.